My name is James Wright Jr. I am the Training and Development Manager for Barrett Distribution Companies. Ironically enough, life, always say life comes full circle. I've been doing some capacity of training since I first started working, and that takes me back to even the job that I have in high school. I always would start working a job and really learn the ins and outs of the job and wanted to help other people. So as we fast forward as a career, from a career perspective, I started off in operations, doing operations management. And even then, I was looking for opportunities to, help people grow, help people understand, systemic things better, help them grow in their roles as leaders, which when I had the opportunity to have a formalized training position, it's something that I applied for years ago, several companies ago, and just really transitioned into that full time. So it's been, it's something I love to do. I love to interact with people. I love to talk. And I love when the light bulb goes off. So that's, for me, that's job satisfaction. I don't have to have anyone tell me, hey, James, you did a great job today. Or, that light bulb when somebody steps back and they have that aha moment, that's always job satisfaction for me. So I always tell people, learn as much as you can, right? And when I say, just be a sponge when you come in. There's so much to learn. So I always employ people to learn the business from end to end. Don't be scared to move around and maybe make some lateral moves, just so that you can have the overall knowledge and show your versatility in different areas. So, and also any certifications that you can get, if it's a supply chain professional, or whatever, those are all legs up and help you in growing your career, especially a person of color. There are a lot of schools out there that don't offer, logistics or, a supply chain curriculum. So you have a lot of people that come from that business management field, management, and then, they come in, or maybe they have an IT background, or, they might have just a general studies degree or communication. So, they're looking for a career change. And, obviously over the years, especially the last 10 to 20 years, this is, the exploding industry, right? So you have a lot of people making, quick, just overall drastic career changes. So learn as much as you can. I say be more visible, right? Career days. So, I think about almost, 25, almost 30 years ago when I was in college, I had no idea about this industry, right? So oftentimes, even when, now, and when I do new employee orientation, we do that weekly, and I facilitate it. We have several different representatives. One of the questions that I always ask is, hey, who's worked at a 3PL before? You might get one or two, and those are typically, some older associates that have joined the company. But our younger associates, especially our younger associates that are people of color, they have no idea about the industry. They never hear. So it's being more visible, creating the literature and the understanding of what a third-party logistics company is. And then, offering internships, co-ops, whatever it may be, but, having those presence and those career days and those job fairs at HBCUs is huge. Also, just being ingrained in the community that you serve, right? So here in the Memphis area, it's 64% African-American community as a city. So, having those footprints, there's a lot of different community centers, outreach programs that are trying to offer jobs. And we're talking about the distribution capital of the world here in Memphis, over 530 distribution centers in the tri-state area between Arkansas, northern Mississippi, here in Western Tennessee. The company I work for, Barrett Distribution Centers, is a small family-owned third-party logistics company based out of Franklin, Massachusetts. Over the years, they've grown exponentially. However, they didn't have any type of formalized training. So one of the things that makes me super proud, and especially with this company, is that I was hired in with basically a clean slate and said, hey, James, these are a few initiatives that we think you need to work on right away. And then it's really a blank slate of what you think a training roadmap should look like. So for me doing that and really creating training for our leaders, and working through a lot of the different classes that I've been facilitating. One of the good things about Barrett to be a family-owned company, there's a lot of people who have been promoted from within through the ranks. They've started out just as a temporary associate. Here at Barrett, we call them FBAs, Future Barrett Associates. We want to create that mindset that we're gonna keep you with us even if we hired you in as a temporary worker. So looking at people that have gone from FBA all the way up to an assistant operations manager, and having those classes with them, and they say, "Hey, James, thank you. Like, we need this." So it's really impactful for us. You challenge my thought process, or you open my eyes to something that I really wasn't seeing. All those things for me has been extremely satisfying in my career. I say in my career, but more especially with this company. So it's always nice when you have a blank slate and you can create a masterpiece, for a lack of better terms. So I like to say I'm in the midst of painting a masterpiece, because this is something I'm super passionate about. It's something that I love. I love connecting with them. I love to see our people grow, and I absolutely love when people are like, "Hey, when are you coming back? When's our next class?" So a lot of times people get into training and like, "Oh, I gotta sit in training for 2 hours, or I'm in training for 4 hours," and I haven't had that yet. So it's really satisfying for me, and our leaders saying, "Hey, when are we having our next classes?" And not that they're trying to get out of work, but it's really impacting them, and they're taking good notes and they're learning from it. Final words, I will tell anybody, especially any diverse candidate, a person of color, learn as much as you can about this industry. Stay connected, look for a mentor, challenge yourself daily when you're learning. Don't be afraid to get outside of your comfort zone. And if you're looking for a mentor in the industry, you can always reach out to me as well.